taking tiny action can change your life. I want to talk to you about something that is really quite personal and goes to the heart of one of the core coaching principles that I use on a daily basis. And that's the power of taking tiny action. It dates back to a time in my life when I was at my lowest. We're going back 13 years, almost to the day. I was just reading an old journal that I'd made a note in on the 3rd of March 2014. 13 years ago, almost to the day. Some context. 13 years ago, I had 2 very little children. I'd finished my time as a zookeeper. I had recently been diagnosed with clinical depression, not yet diagnosed with PTSD. I was extremely confused, extremely low mood, and struggling through almost every day. Uncertain about where my life was going to go, what I was going to do with it, and how I was going to do it. Wasn't yet a health coach, hadn't made the decision to train as a personal trainer or a nutrition coach, and my sole focus was my kids, my family, and keeping myself alive or amidst the confusion. I came across a TED Talk. If my memory serves me correctly, it was Amy Cuddy talking about faking it until you make it, and how body language and manipulating how your body moved and posture can change your mood, including reference to a study where people were asked to do this: bite on a pencil or a pen, replicating a smile, and that changed their brain chemistry. Holding your shoulders back and chest up changed your brain chemistry and your levels of serotonin, etc. So I might be getting some of that wrong. It was a long time ago. But I remember thinking, okay, as confused as I was, as lost as I was, as down as I was, I still had a very innate and deep desire to make something of my life. So I thought, if I'm going to make something of my life, I have to improve on where I am right now. I have to get better. And so I thought, if this concept of faking it till you make it works, I'm going to fake it. What do I want to be? And the first thing that came to mind was happy. So I thought, what do happy people do? They smile. Now, I had very little to smile about at that stage in my life, considering how I felt. I don't want to take anything away from my family, the mother of my children, my 2 incredible children. But I couldn't see that. I was in a very deep, dark fog of depression. So I had very little to smile about. So every day I committed to one thing, and that at that stage was looking at myself in the mirror and smiling. That was the tiny action that I committed to 13 years ago, and it has expanded beyond my own comprehension in that time. So much so that it gives me goosebumps talking about it now. Because from that tiny action grew a routine, a self-care routine, practices that I use for myself and now hundreds of clients, all from that tiny action. So when I tell clients today to take tiny action, and they tell me, what's a single squat going to do? What's one push-up going to do? What's writing one word in a journal going to do? I tell them that it can literally change your life, and I mean it. because that decision 13 years ago to fake a smile every day has grown incomprehensibly, is that a word, in that time. So let me give you a little bit of an insight to what it has become now. My routine for looking after my mental health has expanded to dedicated movement practices, quality nutrition, and decisions based in science about what I eat on a daily basis, supplementation, the supplements that my brain and my body need, surrounded myself with community and people that I can talk to even when I'm at my worst, drinking water, getting adequate sleep, spending time in the sun, doing things that make me happy. That is a long list of ways that I actively take care of myself these days to protect my mental health, to cope when things aren't great, and to get the most out of my life, to get the most out of my parenting, to be the best partner I am, to be the best coach I am, and to live the best life. It sounds cliche and a bit corny, but I mean it. Those are the things that I do on a daily basis to live the best life I can. They grew from the tiny action 13 years ago of faking a smile in the mirror every day because that's all I could do. That blows my mind. And it's only in the retelling to you right now that I think about the genesis of it, if you like. I even called this is going to be a bit embarrassing, the title of this book, my very first journal. I never used to journal, The Genesis of Unlimited. It's a bit embarrassing, but I'm here to tell my story, warts and all, so why not? The 3rd of the 3rd, 2014. This journal and all the journals since, I've got a good 13 of them at least, one per year, stemmed from the commitment to fake a smile in the mirror every single day when I was at my worst. And these journals have helped unpack my childhood, which led to a diagnosis of PTSD, and I'll unpack that in another video. They've led to me understanding myself as a dad, as a teenager, as a young man, as a now middle-aged man, soon to be old man, as a partner. They've helped me understand myself. And it was only because I made that commitment 13 years ago to fake a smile in the mirror every day that led me to then journal about one thing. Every step was tiny, and they've accumulated along the way. I made a commitment to journaling about one thing that I was grateful about, which then led to me journaling about one thing I was looking forward to, and one thing I was good at. I still, to this day, 13 years later, write in a journal at least one thing, if not more. One thing I'm grateful for, one thing I'm looking forward to that day, and one thing that I'm good at. That's the cornerstone of my journaling. It's not elaborate, it's not well written, it's not even legible sometimes, but I show up and I journal almost every day, 13 years after making that commitment. So that was a long-winded way of talking about how powerful tiny action can be. I hope that it helps. I would love to hear your comments and how perhaps you could implement it or have implemented it. If you want to connect with me, there's all the things down here to do that. And I have an online community which launched last week, and I'm extremely proud of it and excited about it and the future of it. If you want to join, check the link in the description. I would love to see you in there, and we discuss things like this. Taking tiny action can change your life, I hope. you're able to do that today. See you in the next video.